Welcome back to Brevera Field, where we get ready for the start of our second doubleheader, or second game of the doubleheader. Dickinson State University claimed a 9-5 victory in the first game of the afternoon, and now we move on to the second. We're on the mound for the Blue Hawks will be Trinity graduate and Dickinson High softball team standout pitcher Ava Yonner. The lineup's looking very similar from the first game. For the Mystics, Savannah Gustafson will lead things off, followed by Bree Rangham. Leah Rowland at second base will bat third. Taylor Falcon will bat cleanup. Jada Walter will be fifth in the lineup, followed by Lexi Wesson, Grace Grimm. Nora Cedarstrom comes in as a designated player. Mackenzie Answer will be the last batter, and on the mound for the Mystics during the second game will be Jamison Langlois. But we start off the top of the first. And Yonner's first pitch is a strike to Gustafson. As the wind starts to pick up, Gustafson fouls that one off for strike two. The clouds are definitely moving in from the northwest. According to my trusty weather app on my phone, it says it's supposed to start raining around 8 o'clock, and we hopefully will be done long before that. As a pitch from Yonner is wide for ball one, so the count is now 1-2 to Gustafson. As we're just underway, start of the second game of this doubleheader, which was moved up to today because of the impending weather. Don't think there will be much outdoor activities for the next few days after today. As Yonner delivers, grounder goes beyond the outstretched arm of Hubby into left field. So Gustafson starts things off with a single. And that'll bring up third baseman Bree Rangham. So Yonner with a 4.03 ERA so far on 33 innings pitched. She has a 4-2 overall record, as that pitch is high for ball one. Yonner looks in. Windup is on the right side for strike one. So 1-1 to count. Gustafson on first base with the leadoff single. Yonner delivers just outside for ball two. 2-1 the count. Again, the DSU infield has Hubby at second, Stockton at shortstop, as that is swing and a miss for strike two. Wilharm at second and Sable at first. Mitchell's in left field, Dugan in center, and Potter in right for the Blue Hawks. As Yonner again with the delivery, that was high and fouled back. So the count remains at 2-2 to Bree Rangham. Rangham leads the Mystics in hitting with a .371 average coming into today's action. She lines that one foul down the left side of the diamond. So she's hanging in there at 2-2 with no outs. Gustafson at first. Yonner looks inside and delivers. Popped up foul again. So we remain at 2-2. Yonner's allowed 40 hits so far this season. but has collected 18 strikeouts. As that one again is hit foul down the left side. So the count remains at 2-2. Pregame steps back into the box on the left side of the plate. Yonner delivers. Line shot up the middle. That's going to move Gustafson to third. And Pregame gets over to second. As the Blue Hawks mishandled the ball coming into the infield. So no outs. 2 runners in scoring position for the Mystics. And Leah Rowland comes in. First pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 1. Yonner again with a delivery. That's low for ball 1. As Rowland looked to bunt and pulled it back. One and one the count. Runners at second and third. Rowland at the plate. And that catches the left side for strike 2. So now Rowland moves to the left side of the plate. Don't see that very often. With the count at 1-2. She follows that back. As Yonner gets her sign, steps back on to the rubber. And now delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. First out of the inning for the Blue Hawks.
For the Mystics, number 16,
as shortstop Taylor Falcon comes to the plate. Again with 2 runners in scoring position for the Mystics. Let's see if Yonner can tack up a second strikeout here as she delivers for strike 1. Falcon waiting for the pitch. Just high for ball 1. Falcon hitting .213 coming into today's action. She does have 17 hits on the season. And that's going to be at the knees for strike 2. So 1-2 the count. 1 out. Runners on second and third for the Mystics. As Yonner's delivery grounded back to the mound, she'll go to first, give up the 1 run. So that brings across Gustafson.
Batting for the Mystics, number 23, Jada Walter.
In the first Mystic run, as Jada Walter, the first baseman, comes to the plate. As Pregame is now at third base. Yonner delivers outside for ball 1. Mystics now 8-22 overall and 3-6 in the conference after the opening loss. Yonner, grounder down to second. Wilharm, easy toss over to Sable. So that'll take care of the inning, but not before. The Mystics get one in the top of the first. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back for the home half of the inning.
Are you ready for summer fun and adventure? Spend an exciting time at Badlands Ministries just south of Medora, where you'll grow in faith and have the time of your life. For over 90 years, Badlands Ministries has provided a safe place for people of all ages and denominations to experience Christ's love. Take a leap of faith and enjoy the many activities from ropes courses, fun Bible studies, crazy games, hiking, swimming, campfires, songs, skits, and more. Call or go to badlandsministries.org. See you at camp.
Back at Brevera Field, the Mystics do exactly what they did in the opening game today and tally one run in their half of the first inning to lead 1-0 as Jamison Langlois is on the mound after being the designated player in the opening game. Langlois with a 6.61 ERA. She's thrown 29 2/3 innings coming into today and has a 1-3 overall record. So BSC goes with Wrangham at third, Falcon at shortstop, Roland at second, and Walter at first. And Grimm is in left field, the answer is in center, and Wesson is in right. And again, Langlois on the mound as Stockton Stevenson starts things off for the Blue Hawks. First pitch is just outside for a ball. Langlois delivers for strike one. As the clouds start to move in from the west, expecting this game will see much colder temperatures by the time it's done. Little grounder over to third, and just in time for the first out of the inning for the Blue Hawks, as Wrangham took the high hopper and got it over to Walter. So one down as Selena Wilharm, the second baseman, comes to the plate. Wilharm leading the Blue Hawks, hitting .375 coming into today. First pitch is ball one. As Langlois delivers. Fly ball to center field. Yancer gets under it for out number two. Things could get a little trickier in the outfield as this game continues, as the flags are starting to move out there in left center field, and wind is straight out to a little bit to right center. As Brooke Lajewski, the Blue Hawks catcher, with a little blooper over second baseman Roland for the first hit of the second game for the Blue Hawks. With two down. And that brings up third baseman Kylie Hubby. Yeah, she awaits the pitch from Langlois. That's high and inside for ball one. Langlois gets the sign and delivers. Grounder down to third. Throw over to first is in time. So after one complete, BSC with a 1-0 lead. Let's take a 30-second break and we'll be back.
You have big dreams for your community. At Rivera, so do we. Giving back more than $1 million locally each year. It's something bigger than time and money. We give heart. Wearing bright yellow and lending a hand. It's not just giving back.
Watch your step.
It's building forward.
Nice and easy.
With local sponsorships and decision-making, the impact is felt everywhere. It's who we are. Bavera. Let's forge ahead together.
Back at Rivera Field, we move to the top of the second inning, where the Mystics have a 1-0 lead. As Savannah Gustafson scored in the first, or in top half of the first, on a sacrifice hit by Taylor Falcon. The Mystics will start off this half of the inning with Lexi Wesson, the right fielder. And Ava Yonner is on the mound for the Blue Hawks. Yana delivers. Line shot down to Hubby. Great glove there. For the first out. Great play by Hubby. She was in perfect position. Just had to stretch to her right just a hair. Otherwise, that would have been definitely extra bases. So one down as left fielder Grace Grimm comes in to take ball one. Grimm hitting 123 coming into today. As the count moves to 2-0. Yonner looks in and delivers for strike one. So 2-1 the count, one out. As Yonner delivers, fly ball to right field. Potter tracks it down and makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 11, Nora Cedarstrom.
So that brings up designated player Nora Cedarstrom with 2 down, nobody on. As Yonner delivers, that's going to be high for ball 1. Cedarstrom batting .053 so far this season. Fouls that one back for strike 1. She's only had 19 at-bats so far. As Yonner goes outside. They ask for the first base umpire to look in, and he calls it a ball. So the count moves to 2-1 with 2 outs. Yonner delivers, fouled straight back for strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on base for the Mystics in the top half of the second. As Cedarstrom grounds it to Hubby. Easy toss over to Sable for out number 3. So the Mystics fail to score a run, but they do lead 1-0. As we move to the bottom half of the second inning, let's take a 30-second break and we'll be back.
At Consolidated, we believe that neighbors serving neighbors is what it's all about. Now, when you partner with us, we'll give you up to $150 bill credit for every neighbor or friend you refer to Consolidated. Receive a $50 credit for one service, a $100 credit for two, even $150 for all three services. Choose from internet, telephone, or cable TV. Plus, there's no limit on referrals. Get to know your neighbor and earn $150 in bill credit. Find out more at consolidatednd.com.
Dickinson State University looking for its first run in the second game of this doubleheader.
Now batting for the Blue Hawks.
As we move to the bottom of the second inning, designated player Octavia Meyer will start things off with Jamison Lang-Louise on the mound for the Mystics. Meyer came into today's action hitting .302, including 19 hits. First pitch is a strike. So 0-1 the count. Lang-Louise delivers for strike two. Meyer had 3 hits in the opening game today. As Lang-Louise delivers off the handle of the bat, play is made over to first in time for out number 1. So first baseman Jaden Sable comes to the plate with 1 down. Sable had 1 hit and 1 walk in today's opener. And that pitch is for ball 1. Sable hitting .297 on the year coming into today. As Lang-Louise with a delivery. That's going to be high for ball 2. 2-0 the count, 1 down. Nobody on for the Blue Hawks. That pitch is low and inside for ball 3. Lang-Louise with 39 walks so far. Ooh, that was right at the knees for strike 1. Those 39 walks are the most on the Mystic staff for the year so far. As she again delivers. Grounder to third. Isn't going to get over there in time. As Rangham couldn't get the ball in her hand to make the toss. So that'll be an E5. That'll bring up Bailey Mitchell to the plate, but Mandy Zander walks out to the mound to have a conversation with Lang-Louise and Gustafson. As we await to see if there's going to be a change on the mound. It doesn't appear so at this point. So the Blue Hawks with Sable on first, reaching on the air by Rangham. And left fielder Bailey Mitchell steps into the batter's box on the left side of the plate. As Lang-Louise looks into the dugout for the sign. and delivers. That's going to be for strike one. As Mitchell tried to place the bunt to advance Sable. So Lang Louise again with a delivery. Hit out to left field. Grimm gets under that for the second out.
Nobody for the Blue Hawks, number 23, Jessa Dugan.
And that keeps Sable at first with 2 down. As Jessa Dugan now at the plate for the Blue Hawks. And again, Sable at first. Lang Louise delivers. That's strike one. Dugan hitting .341 coming into today. As Lang Louise again delivers. Line shot down the first base side. Almost took out Dallas Mitchell, the pitching coach for the Blue Hawks. So the count moves to 0-2. She's used to moving quickly after being the Blue Hawk ace on the mound for a good 2 to 3 years. And now is a graduate assistant for the team. So 0-2 the count to Dugan. She gets a piece of it. Over to third. Throw over to second base for the third out. So, score remains at 1-0. Mystics on top. Let's take a 30-second break and we'll be back.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
Back at Brevera Field, we move to the top of the third. Ava Yonner finishes her warm-up tosses for the Blue Hawks, who trail 1-0. DSU took the opener today with a 9-5 victory. As Bismarck State's Mackenzie Yancer comes to the plate. And the center fielder takes strike one. Little blooper down the left field line is out of play for strike two. Yancer hitting .276 on the season coming into today. Has scored 10 runs, has 15 hits. As that's outside for ball one. So Yonner's still ahead in the count with the 1-2. And she delivers. Ooh, that was close. That could have been strike three, but instead it was said to be a little high. So we're at 2-2. Nobody out, nobody on for the Mystics. Yonner delivers. That's outside for ball three. So the count moves to full on Mackenzie Yancer, the number 9 hitter for the Mystics. Yonner looks in and delivers. Line shot into right center field. It's going to find the gap. Dugan picks that up, but not before. The answer winds up with a double.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 12, Savannah Gustafson.
So that brings up Savannah Gustafson, who singled to right in her first at bat. First pitch is high for a ball. Gustafson ultimately scored on a sacrifice by Taylor Falcon. As Yonner delivers for strike one. Again, Yancer with the leadoff double to left center field. As Yonner with the delivery outside for ball two. So the count moves to 2-1. Fly ball to right field. Potter under that. Quickly into Wilharm. So that's out number one.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 13, Brielle Rangham.
As Yancer stays at second. And Bree Rangham comes to the plate after singling in the top of the first. First pitch is outside for ball one. Rangham again leading the team with a .371 batting average. And just like Hope Foth in the opening game, Yonner is being very careful. Pitch is outside again for ball three. That'll be 4 straight pitches for a walk for Rangham.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 2, Leah Rowland.
And that'll bring up Leah Rowland, the second baseman, who struck out in the first inning. As you now have Yancer at second and Rangham at first with one down. Grounder goes left of third base for strike one. As Rowland, hitting .280 on the year so far, has tallied 16 runs, has 23 hits, and also has driven in 11 runs. That pitch is a little high for ball one. So again, Yancer at second, Rangham at first for the Mystics. 1-1 the count, one down. As Yonner delivers, just catches the right side of the plate for strike two. DSU corners come in as that pitch is high for ball two, so the count moves to 2-2 with one out. Sable is really creeping in on the right side. As Yonner delivers, that's outside for ball three. So Rowland works it to a full count with one down and runners at first and second for the Mystics. Yonner, delivery, little pop up to first. Sable pulls that in, quick throw over to second. It is not in time. So two down now for the Mystics.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 16, Taylor.
As Taylor Falcon will come in. Yonner looks to the plate and delivers. Just inside for ball one. Falcon hitting .213 on the season, has 17 hits, 10 RBI, as Yonner gets her signal. Looks into the plate and delivers. Grounder, too hot to handle for Stevenson, excuse me. So that's going to be a hit for Falcon.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 23, Jada
And
Walter.
that moves Yancer over to third and Wrangham over to second. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs as Jada Walter comes to the plate for the Mystics. First pitch from Yonner is low for ball one. Walter was a victim of a 4-3 putout in her first at bat in the first inning. Yonner delivers for strike one. So 1-1 the count. 3 runners on base for the Mystics. Have an opportunity for a big half inning here. Let's see if Yonner can shut them down. That pitch catches the right side of the corner of the plate for strike 2. So 1-2 the count, 2 outs. As Yonner once again looks in and delivers. And that's going to be called strike 3. So the second strikeout of the game for Ava Yonner. It's a big one as the Mystics leave 3 men on base. We move to the bottom half of the third inning with the score, Bismarck State College 1, Dickinson State University 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Need a new car? Well, Dan is your man.
What do you mean I'm your man?
Well, you're the one that came up with the idea of free car washes for life.
That was a great idea. Look, here comes another one.
Da-da-da! Crime fighters to the rescue!
Buy any vehicle from Dan Porter Motors and enjoy free car washes for life.
Gonna need more bubbles.
Wait a second. Who's Bubbles?
Dan Porter Motors, baby approved, grown up guaranteed.
Back at Brevere Field, I'm Alan Reed, along with our producer Trace Wells and our camera crew of Micah and Rudy, as the weather still nice out there for the 2 teams who moved up this doubleheader because of the impending forecast for tomorrow and beyond. These 2 games were originally scheduled for tomorrow, but the teams were able to get together and move it up a day, and that's a good thing. As Ashley Potter, batting 9th in the order for the Blue Hawks, comes to the plate as the home team trails by 1. She tries to put the bunt down, but that wasn't called foul. I actually thought that was a foul ball, and the Brady Duchuk is going to come over and talk to the home plate umpire about that. But Duchuk isn't going to persuade the home plate umpire that wasn't the case. So, again, Potter is at first base. And we'll move to the top of the order with Stockton Stevenson. As Lang Louise with a delivery. That's low. It's going to be a wild pitch that allows Potter to advance to second. So 1-0 the count to Stevenson. as the wind is picking up and blowing straight out. That's going to be strike one to Stevenson, so the count moves to 1-0. No outs. Potter in scoring position on second base. Delivery from Lang Louise. Super bunt. That is just an amazing bunt by Stevenson. And she's going to make it all the way over to second base.
Now batting for the Blue Hawks, the second baseman, number 2, Selena Wilhoff.
That was just a fantastic bunt. Let's look at this again. You couldn't lay that down any better. Easily beats out the throw to first. And she actually takes advantage of the Mystics defense and goes to second base. So Potter moves over to third. Stevenson is at second. And yet another mound visit by Maddie Zander for the Mystics. As she trying to settle Lang Louise down here. In the bottom half of the third inning. So 2 runners in scoring position for the Blue Hawks. As we have no outs. And Selena Wilharm, second baseman, is at the plate. Pop up, back over the screen for strike one. As Lang Louise gets her sign and delivers. That is tight and inside for ball one. Almost hit Wilharm. As she looks down to head coach Kristen Fleury for the sign. Steps back in. That pitch is low for ball two. Again, Potter at third, Stevenson at second for the Blue Hawks. Swing and a miss for strike two. As the count moves to 2-2. Nobody out. Blue Hawks with an opportunity for a big inning here. As Lang Louise steps back onto the mound and delivers. Little blooper down the left field line. Going to be caught. Throw comes to the plate. Not in time. So that'll be a sac fly for Wilharm. As that scores Potter. And Stevenson moves to third base. So that's the first out of the inning. And this time it looks like we are indeed going to have a pitching change as Brady Duchuk is visiting with the home plate umpire, and he now heads out to the mound. And it appears that number 15, Haley Moldy, is going to come in relief in the bottom half of the third inning with the score tied at 1-1. Moldy comes into today with a 5.10 ERA. She's got a 1-2 overall record. She's only pitched 23 1/3 innings so far this season. She's given up 36 hits. She's allowed 9 runs. She's also allowed 9 walks, and she's collected 10 strikeouts. So Moldy, a sophomore from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. In relief for Jameson Langlois. As the Mystics trying to earn a split of this doubleheader. So Stevenson now at third as Brooke Lajewski at the plate lays down the bunt. Throw over to first is going to be in time. So sacrifice bunt. Scores Stevenson. And the Blue Hawks take their first lead of the second game at 2-1. So Kylie Hubby comes to the plate, the third baseman for the Blue Hawks. Base is now empty with 2 outs. She was the victim of a 5-3 putout in the top of the first. Pitch from Moldy is low for ball 1. Moldy looks to the dugout for the sign and delivers just outside and low for ball 2. Dickinson State now 17-12 overall and 5-4 in the Frontier Conference after today's opening wind. That pitch is just outside from Moldy for ball 3. So Kylie Hubby way ahead in the count. Let's see what she does here, if she has the green light or not. As Moldy delivers, and Hubby takes strike 1. Moldy again gets her sign and delivers, and that's going to be for strike 2. So Moldy works the count back to full with 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom half of the third inning. She delivers again, grounder over to Wrangham, throw to Walter at first for the third out. So a 5-3 putout, but not before the Blue Hawks score 2 runs in the bottom of the third and now lead 2-1. Let's take a 30-second break and we'll be back. So 2 sacrifice hits by the Blue Hawks. Scored 2 runs. And the home team now leads 2-1 as we move to the top of the 4th inning. As Ava Yonner completes her warm-up pitches. She's given up just 1 run on 3 hits so far. As we move to the top of the 4th. Right fielder Lexi Wesson will start things off for the Mystics. Wesson popped up to third base in her first at bat in this game. That one is swung off the end of the bat for strike 1. As Yonner steps onto the mound and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike two. So Yonner ahead in the count, 0-2, no outs. And delivers. That's going to be outside for ball one. Yonner again with a 4.03 ERA. She's given up 40 hits and allowed 23 runs. She does have 18 strikeouts on the year. That pitch is high for ball two. And she's collected 2 strikeouts in this game so far. So the count moves to 2-2. Yonner delivers. Foul ball down the right side and out of play, so the count will remain at 2-2. Yonner has only given up 11 walks on the year on 33 innings pitched coming into today. She again delivers. Ground ball over to Hubby. Easy throw to first for out number one.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 22, Grace Grimm.
Left fielder Grace Grimm now steps to the plate for the Mystics with one down in the top of the fourth inning. Yonner gets her sign and delivers. Just high for ball one to Grimm. Grimm flied out to right field in her first at bat in this game. Wind definitely picking up now, blowing pretty much straight out to center field. That pitch is outside for ball two. So Grimm ahead in the count, 2-0. Mystics now trail 2-1 after the Blue Hawks tally 2 in the bottom of the third. That pitch catches the top of the strike zone for strike one. So 2-1 the count. As Yonner looks in and delivers. Line shot over the head of Stevenson. And that's going to bring Grimm all the way to second.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 11.
Solid swing there by Grimm with one down to bring up Nora Cedarstrom, the designated player, who saw a 5-3 putout in her first at bat. Corners coming in. First pitch from Yonner is outside for ball one. Grimm at second base after her double. Fouled back for strike one by Cedarstrom. Sable creeping in from first base. As Yonner delivers, and that's outside for ball two. So the count moves to 2-1 with one out. Yonner again is wide to the right for ball three. So 3-1 the count, one down. Grimm at second for the Mystics. As Cedarstrom fouls that off for strike two. So Yonner works it back to a full count. Against Nora Cedarstrom. Grimm at second base. And Yonner with a delivery. That's going to be low for ball four. So Yonner with her first walk puts runners at first and second, and that'll bring Dallas Mitchell out to the mound. And she has a conversation with Yonner and Lejewski. Again, temperatures are starting to drop now as the clouds are definitely moving in. While the temperature's at 54 degrees, they say it feels like 45. So the Mystics with runners at first and second. Mackenzie Answer, the number 9 batter, comes to the plate. And she takes strike one. Grimm at second. Cedarstrom with the walk is at first. One out as Yonner gets her sign, steps back onto the rubber, and delivers. That's fouled off down the left field side. And that'll be a long strike two. So Yonner ahead in the count, 0-2. One down to Mackenzie Yancer, the Mystics center fielder. Yancer hitting .276 on the year. And that's wide for ball one. Yancer with 15 hits coming into today. Yonner delivers. That's fouled back. So the count remains at 1-2. Yancer with 9 runs batted in so far this season. As Yonner delivers just outside for ball two. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2 runners on base for the Mystics. Yonner again delivers. And again, that's wide to the left. So another full count. Worked up by Yonner. Let's see if she can get out of this one. Fly ball to deep center field. Nice stretching catch by Dugan for the out. But Grimm will indeed advance to third. So the sacrifice fly moves Grimm to third base. Cedarstrom remains at first. That's also an important second out for the Blue Hawks as we move back to the top of the order for the Mystics and Savannah Gustafson. She flew out to right field in her last at bat. Line shot up the right side, up the right center side of the field. Gustafson's going to go in standing at second base. And she'll also bring home Grimm.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 13.
So another RBI double for Gustafson. As the first pitch to Wrangham is a ball. Yonner walked her in 4 straight pitches the last time she appeared. And it looks like that's going to be the case again as Lejewski is set up outside on the right side of the plate. And that'll be ball 4. So another walk to Wrangham.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 2, Leah Rowland.
And that brings up Leah Rowland, who flew out to first base in her last at bat with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Ooh, right back to Yonner. She is able to pick it up, however, and make the throw to first. That had to hurt, but she got herself out of a big inning. So the Mystics get 1 run back, tie it up at 2 apiece in the top of the fourth. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back for the home half of the inning.
Big Boy Toys. DTE.
Back at Rivera Field, Ava Yonner was able to escape a big inning as Leah Rowland lined run right back at her. It bounced off her waist, but Yonner was able to recover and make the throw to first base. So only one run tallied by the Mystics to knot things up at 2 apiece as we move to the bottom of the fourth. And Octavia Meyer, the designated player, will come to the plate for the Blue Hawks. Haley Moldy again on the plate, or on the mound for the Mystics, as first pitch is for a ball to Octavia Meyer. She was a victim of a 6-3 putout in her first at bat in the second inning. As Moldy delivers, and that's just inside for ball 2. So Meyer ahead in the count, 2-0. As Moldy gets her sign. Delivers, and this time it's inside for ball 3. Again, Moldy only allowed 9 walks so far this season. As she looks in and delivers, and that's going to be low for ball 4. So Meyer reaches first on the walk to bring up first baseman Jaden Sable. As the skies have definitely darkened as the clouds have moved in. Sable misses the bunt attempt for strike 1. As Moldy gets her sign and delivers. Beautiful bunt. Throw goes down to first. That's in time. So sacrifice bunt by Sable for the first out. As Meyer moves down to second base. And that brings up Bailey Mitchell, who flew out to left field in her first at bat in the bottom half of the second inning. Moldy with a delivery. That's high and outside for ball 1. Octavia Meyer now down to second after the sac bunt by Sable. Ground ball to Falcon. Throw over to Walters in time for out number 2. As Meyer moves over to third. So 2 down, and center fielder Jessa Dugan now at the plate with Meyer in scoring position at third base. First pitch is a strike. Lang Louise delivers. That's low and outside for ball one. Scoreboard says 2-0 for the count, but I believe it's 1-1. As again, Meyer on third base. Moldy checks her sign and delivers. That's high and outside for ball two. So 2-1 the count. Moldy again loses control of that pitch as it makes its way by hopping across home plate. And the count moves to 3-1 on Jessa Dugan. Again, Octavia Meyer at third. Swing and a miss for strike two by Dugan. She tried to pull that one down the third baseline. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Meyer at third base for the Blue Hawks. Game tied at 2. Grounder to third. Throw over to first is in times. Nice throw by Rangham to Walter. So 6-3 putout brings an end to the inning. We remain tied at 2 apiece as we move to the top of the 5th. Let's take a 30-second break and we'll be back.
Looking for a turnkey business with a proven track record? For over 50 years, our family has helped yours feel right at home with quality furniture, trusted brands, and a service that always came with a smile. Now it's time to pass the torch. Our family-owned furniture business is for sale, including all inventory, delivery trucks, and a loyal customer base. This is your solid opportunity to own a piece of history that is built on decades of care. Call 483-5108 and ask how you can own a piece of family tradition and keep the comfort going.
Back at Brevera Field, we remain tied at 2 apiece as we move to the top of the 5th inning in the second game of this doubleheader, which was originally scheduled for Tuesday but was moved up to today to avoid the impending weather that we're supposed to get later on tonight and through the majority of the middle half of the week. As shortstop Taylor Falcon comes to the plate for the Mystics, and Ava Yonner remains on the mound for the Blue Hawks. As Yonner looks inside and delivers. Grounder over to Stevenson. Throw to first to Sable. Easy 6-3 put out for the first out. That brings up first baseman Jada Walter, who struck out in her last at bat. Yonner with a delivery. Shot over to Wilharm, who is able to recover. Gives it over to Sable for out number 2. So that brings up Lexi Wesson with 2 down. First pitch is a ball. As Yonner looks in and delivers, that's high for ball 1. Or ball. That was strike 1, excuse me. So the count is 1-1. Yonner again with a delivery, swing and a miss for strike 2. One and 2 the count, 2 outs. Short fly ball to right field, but Potter is able to run under it for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning by the Mystics. We remain tied at 2 apiece. Let's take a 30-second break and we'll be back for the bottom of the 5th inning.
At Infinity Real Estate Group, we go to great lengths to find the answers to most any questions our clients may have. We strive to do our best to personalize your buying or selling experience with firsthand knowledge.
I really love Dickinson. How is the weather here in North Dakota?
You know what? It's amazing. We can have all 4 seasons in 1 week. When it's time to choose the team to represent you with all your real estate needs, choose Infinity Real Estate Group. Experience the Infinity way.
Infinity Real Estate Group.
Back at Brevera Field, we move to the home half of the 5th inning. Game knotted up at 2 apiece. Haley Moldy remains on the mound for Bismarck State College. And Ashley Potter comes to the plate for DSU. Moldy with the delivery. That's low for ball 1. Potter, with a single in her first at bat, swings for strike 1. She advanced to second on a wild pitch and ultimately scored in that 2-run 3rd inning for the Blue Hawks. That pitch from Moldy's outside for ball 2. As Moldy looks in, just catches the right side of the plate for strike 2. So 2-2 the count to the leadoff batter, Ashley Potter. Hopper to third, throw to first is not in time as it's mishandled by Walter. I don't think that throw was that difficult. So again, like the bottom of the 3rd, Blue Hawks get the first runner on base, and we move to the top of the order and Stockton Stevenson. She tries the bunt. Fouled off for strike 1. Stevenson laid down a bunt in the 2nd inning and beat it out to first as she turned on the Jets going down the first baseline. And that's going to be strike 2. So 0-2 to Stevenson. Potter at first on the error by Walter. And Moldy delivers. She slices one over to the shortstop, or over to third base, excuse me, for out number 1. For the 6-4 putout. Stevenson advances on the fielder's choice. And that brings up Selena Wilharm, the second baseman. Grounder over to second. They get it over for the out at second, but not at first. So Wilharm stays at first, or advances to second, excuse me. As Brooke Lejeski, the DSU catcher, comes to the plate with 2 outs. Moldy getting her signal from the dugout and delivers. Line down the right side for strike 1 to Lejewski. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Score tied at 2 apiece as we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Muldy again. Checks her sign. And delivers. Grounded right back up the middle. That should score a run. As Wilharm comes across.
Now batting for the Blue Hawks, the third baseman, number 8, Valentine Hubby.
So a nice single right up the heart of the field for Lejewski. Will bring up Kylie Hubby, who's 0 for 2 so far in this game. 2 outs. As Muldy delivers, that's wide and outside for ball 1. Muldy again with a delivery. That's across for strike 1. So 1-1 the count to Hubby. Brooke Lejewski at first base after her RBI single. Throw back to first is not in time. So 2-1 is the count with 2 outs. And head coach Kristen Fleury is going to have a base runner come in.
Number 31, Izzy Kelly.
As Izzy Kelly comes in to run for Lejewski with 2 outs. And Kylie Hubby ahead in the count at 2-1. As everybody gets organized. And we're ready to get back underway. That's wide and outside for ball 3. So Muldy behind in the count now, 3-1 with 2 outs, runner on first. Blue Hawks now on top, 3-2. Hubby fouls that one back and out of play. So Muldy works to a full count with 2 outs. And Lejewski at first base. Muldy checks her sign and delivers. Grounder back to the mound. Throw to first is not handled by Walter. As the run is going to score all the way. So Lejewski scores on the error. Hubby works her way all the way to second. As Walter couldn't pick up the throw to first. And Jersey Morse comes in to run for Hubby at second base. And the Blue Hawks now lead 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. As the home plate umpire gets a couple extra balls to put in his bag. As we're about ready to resume play with Octavia Meyer, the designated player, stepping in the right side. As Muldy looks to the mound, gets her sign, and now delivers. That's going to be strike 1. Meyer earned a walk in her last at bat. This time she swings, hits it up the middle, That's going to score yet another run as Morse scores from second. So again, the Blue Hawks working small ball. Solid hits. Producing runs that now have created a 5-2 lead for DSU as Jaden Sable comes to the plate. First pitch to her is low for ball one. Meyer now at first base with two down. As Moldy's wide and outside. For ball one. That pitch is also not across the plate. For ball two. Excuse me, ball three. That's first strike across the plate to Sable for strike number one. So the count moves to 3-1 with 2 outs. DSU with 3 runs so far this inning as Moldy delivers, and that's going to be a walk. And that'll move Meyer to second. Sable to first.
For the Blue Hawks, number 24, Bailey Burr.
And number 24,
Ready for the Blue Hawks, number 12, Lily Newsom.
Bailey Berg. Comes in to pinch hit for Bailey Mitchell. So runners at first and second, 2 outs. Bailey Berg now pitch hitting for Bailey Mitchell. First pitch is a strike. As Moldy with a delivery. That's going to be a wild pitch. That'll move the runners up one base. As the count moves to 1-1. So Meyer now at third. I know we have a pinch runner at second for Jaden Sable, but I didn't catch who that is. As Bailey Berg, count now 1-1. That pitch from Moldy is high for ball two. 2 outs, 3 runs in for the Blue Hawks. Bottom of the 5th. As Moldy delivers. Berg gets it into left field. Throw comes to home. Out at the second runner is out at first, but Octavia Meyer did score. So Berg, with the single, drives in 1 run and gives the Blue Hawks a 6-2 lead after 5 complete. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
We move to the top half of the 6th inning at Bravera Field, where Dickinson State scored 4 runs in the bottom half of the 5th to now lead 6-2. As Grace Grimm, the left fielder, comes to the plate for the Mystics. And the first pitch from Ava Yonner is a ball. Next pitch is a strike as Grimm singled into left field her last at bat. And the count is now 1-1. Yonner catches the right side of the plate for strike 2. And now is ahead in the count 2-1. Fly ball to right field over the head of Potter. Blue Hawks skidded in, but not before Grimm is at second base with a stand-up double. So the Mystics start things out on a positive note in the top of the 6th as the wind is starting to pick up and moving from left to right. As Nora Cedarstrom now at the plate and takes strike 1. Cedarstrom drew a walk in her last time at the plate. As Yonner delivers, swing and a miss for strike 2. Yonner ahead in the count, 0-2. She looks in and delivers, swing and a miss for strike 3. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Ava Yonner. Produces the first out and brings up center fielder Mackenzie Yonser, the number 9 batter, to the plate, with Grimm still at second. And the first pitch catches the left side of the plate for strike 1. Yonser had a sacrifice fly to center field in her last at bat. That's tipped foul for strike 2. So Yonner ahead in the count, 0-2, 1 out. And she delivers. That's outside for ball 1. Yonser waits the delivery from Yonner. Grounder back to first. Quick throw over to, or grounder back to the mound. Quick throw over to first. So 1-3 put out there for the second out, and that does move Grimm over to third base. As we move to the top of the order, and Savannah Gustafson, who doubled to right center in her last at bat. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Yonner looks inside and delivers. just misses the right side of the plate for ball 2. So she falls behind 2-0 with 2 outs. And Grimm at third base. Here's a delivery. Hard shot up to center field. That's over. As Dugan unable to get back in time to try to make a catch over the fence. So Stevenson with a 2-run homer. And things are starting to get a little interesting again, as it's now 6-4. The wind definitely helped that one to get out. And that brings up Bree Rangham, who's drawn 2 walks so far and is going to draw a third here. By the way, Lajewski is set up by the plate. Rangham hitting .371 and leading the Mystics at the plate. Takes ball 2. Yonner outside again for ball 3. So 3-0 the count, 2 outs. Base is cleared out by that home run. And there's ball 4. So another walk for Rangham with 2 down. Will bring up Leah Rowland, who hit a hard shot back to Yonner in her last at bat. Bounced off her waist. But Yonner was able to recover and make the throw to first to end the inning. First pitch is low for ball 1. Yonner looks inside and delivers. Shot up in between short and third. It's going to be a single for Rowland.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 16, Taylor Falcon.
As Rangham moves to second. And Rowland is now at first with 2 outs. As head coach Kristen Fleury is visiting with the home plate umpire. We'll wait to see if we're going to have a pitching change here. As the Mystics sneaking their way back into this with 2 runs here so far in the top half of the 6th with 2 outs. As the home run by Savannah Gustafson also brought in Grace Grimm. As there continues to be a conversation between the umpires and the 2 head coaches down on the third baseline. Not quite sure what this might be about, if there was a substitution that was handled improperly, as both the home plate umpire and the base umpire are now visiting with Mystics head coach Brady Duchuk, as Kristen Fleury listens in. This all comes with 2 outs. And the Mystics having scored 2 runs, and they have 2 runners on base in the top of the 6th inning. And Taylor Falcon is waiting to come to the plate to hit next. And so the third out has been called by the umpires. again, don't know if there was a substitution change or if somebody, a base runner, was replaced without informing the officials. I am not sure. But anyway, the inning ends with the Mystics scoring 2 runs, and they now trail 6-4 as we move to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, easy and secure online banking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at wccu.org, Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Back at the Sanford Sports Complex in Bravera Field. Again, a somewhat confusing ending to the top half of the 6th inning after Bismarck State College scored 2 runs and had 2 runners still on base with 2 outs, but a 3rd out was called by the umpires. So we move to the bottom half of the inning with the score now 6-4.
Now batting for the Blue Hawks, number 16, Vienna Meyer.
As Vienna Meyer now comes to pinch hit for Jessa Dugan in the 6th. Bailey Berg pinched hit for Bailey Mitchell in the 5th, brought in 1 run for the Blue Hawks in their 4-run inning. So again, Vienna Meyer into pinch hit for the Hawks. And the first pitch to her from Moldy is ball 1. Meyer hitting .241 on the season. Takes ball 2 from Moldy. She's had 29 plate appearances and has 7 hits. And she's ahead in the count, 2-0. As Moldy delivers, that's going to be low and outside for ball 3. So Vienna Meyer pinch hitting. And Maddie Zander, the assistant coach for the Mystics, is now going to the mound for a visit. They want to get their signals straight. So I think they have corrected that. So Vienna Meyer ahead in the count, 3-0. As Moldy looks to the dugout for the sign, and now delivers. And that's going to be low for ball 4. So Vienna Meyer comes in as a pinch hitter, draws the walk, and that brings up right fielder Ashley Potter. As Jessa Dugan comes in to pinch run for Meyer. And Ashley Potter's at the plate. First pitch from Moldy is low for ball 1. So that's 5 consecutive balls from Moldy. As she looks into the plate. and delivers. That's going to be low again for ball 2. So Jessa Dugan pinch running on first. That's high. Pass ball is going to allow Dugan to advance to second. And the count moves to 3-0 on Ashley Potter. She's the number 9 batter for the Blue Hawks. As Moldy delivers. Ooh, they say that catches the right corner of the plate for strike 1. Looked a little low and looked a little outside. So the count now 3-1. And that is indeed going to be low for ball 4. So Potter draws the walk. And we move to the top of the order in shortstop Stockton Stevenson, hitting .370 coming into today's action. She has runners at first and second and no outs. As Moldy delivers, Stevenson, they don't make the throw in time over to first as there was confusion there. So Stevenson will reach on an error. And that loads up the bases. So Dugan is at third, Potter at second, and Stevenson on the air gets to first. And Selena Wilharm at the plate lines that one down the left side and out of play for strike 1. So the base is loaded, no outs. Oh, and 1 the count to Selena Wilharm. Wilharm with a sacrifice fly to left field in her last at bat. As Moldy delivers. Nubber to the shortstop. Throw goes to first. Or goes to third, excuse me. So 6-5 put out for Potter. But Dugan scores. Stevenson moves to second. And Wilharm reaches on the fielder's choice. As Brooke Lajewski at the plate fouls it off for strike 1. So runners now at first and second. 1 down. That's fouled back for strike 2. Blue Hawks with one more run here so far. Makes it 7-4. As Moldy delivers. Grounder to second. Throw to first. That moves Stevenson to third. Wilharm to second. So Kylie Hubby comes to the plate with 2 outs and runners on second and third. Moldy, first pitch is outside for ball 1. Moldy gets her sign and delivers. That's going to be outside for ball 2. So Kylie Hubby ahead in the count, 2-0 with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position for the Blue Hawks, leading 7-4. Bottom of the 6th. Moldy delivers, swing and a miss by Hubby for strike 1. Throw down to third was not in time to catch Stevenson. So 2-1 the count. Moldy steps back onto the rubber and delivers. Line shot to right field. That should score 2, and it does. So Stevenson and Wilharm come across on Kylie Hubby's single to right field.
Now batting for the Blue Hawks, number 17.
And that makes it 9-4. As Octavia Meyer steps into the batter's box on the right side of the plate. Moldy delivers for ball or strike 1. Very late call by the umpire. Moldy again. This time it's low for ball 1. As Hubby is on first. After her 2-run single. Next pitch. Swung away down the right side. It's going to be foul, and it drops in for a long strike. So 1-2 the count to Octavia Meyer, who singled in her last at-bat to center field. Ultimately scored. Pitch is on the way. Meyer swings for strike 3. But not before the Blue Hawks add 3 more runs to their total and now lead 9-4 as we go to the top half of the 7th inning. Let's take a 30-second break and we'll be back.
Are you ready for summer fun and adventure? Spend an exciting time at Badlands Ministries just south of Medora, where you'll grow in faith and have the time of your life. For over 90 years, Badlands Ministries has provided a safe place for people of all ages and denominations to experience Christ's love. Take a leap of faith and enjoy the many activities from ropes courses, fun Bible studies, crazy games, hiking, swimming, campfires, songs, skits, and more. Call or go to badlandsministries.org. See you at camp.
Back at Rivera Field, Ava Yonner is looking to close things out against the Mystics and toss a complete game as the Blue Hawks now lead 9-4 as we move to the top of the 7th. And Taylor Falcon will start things off for the Mystics. Mystics with 1 run in the first, 1 run in the 4th, 2 in the 6th. As her first pitch is ball 1. Yonner catches the right side of the plate for strike 1. So the count is even at 1-1. Yonner delivers. That's fouled off for strike 2. As it's definitely getting darker. And the wind's been steady from left to right. And Yonner goes high for ball 2. 2-2 the count to Taylor Falcon. Yonner delivers. That's going to be strike 3 for the first out of the inning. So the fourth strikeout of the day for Ava Yonner.
Now batting for the Mystics, number 9, Jordan Marcoux.
And that brings up number 9, Jordan Marcoux. For the Mystics, and she takes strike one. Marcoux batting an even 200 on the year so far. She has collected 5 hits. That pitch is outside for ball one. As Yonner with a delivery just catches the right side of the plate for strike two. Marcoux, a junior from Ponoka, Alberta. And Yonner again, just a little high and outside for ball two. 2-2 the count, 1 out. Mystics trailing 9-4, top of the 7th. Yonner with a delivery, swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Ava Yonner. And that'll bring up right fielder Lexi Wesson, who's 0 for 3 this game. And the last hope for the Mystics, Little Nubber goes down the third baseline for strike 1. As Yonner delivers low for ball 1. So 1-1 is the count, 2 outs. Yonner with a delivery, fouled back for strike 2. So Ava Yonner 1 strike away from going a complete game, as the count is 1-2 with 2 outs. And the delivery, it's going to be low for ball 2. Yonner looks in and fires. Little Nubber off the end of the bat. Throw is in time as Stevenson gets it over to Sable. Long wait on the call. So Ava Yonner with a complete game and a 9-4 victory by the Blue Hawks. Let's take a 2-minute break and we'll come back to wrap things up.
You have big dreams for your community. At Rivera, so do we. Giving back more than $1 million locally each year. It's something bigger than time and money. We give heart. Wearing bright yellow and lending a hand. It's not just giving back.
Watch your step.
It's building forward.
Nice and easy.
With local sponsorships and decision making, the impact is felt everywhere. It's who we are. Rivera. Let's forge ahead together.
Have you ever left home wondering if you locked the front door or closed the garage door? Did you forget to turn out the lights or lower the thermostat? Who's watching and protecting your home when you're away? Consolidated Home Security and Automation can take care of the little things so you don't have to. With 24/7 monitoring backed by local techs and support, Consolidated has you covered. Call 483-4000. Convenience, comfort, and control in one app. Total peace of mind.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
Need a new car? Well, Dan is your man.
What do you mean I'm your man?
Well, you're the one that came up with the idea of free car washes for life.
That was a great idea. Look, here comes another one.
Da-da-da! Crime fighters to the rescue!
Buy any vehicle from Dan Porter Motors and enjoy free car washes for life.
Gonna need more bubbles.
Wait a second. Who's Bubbles?
Dan Porter Motors, baby approved, grown up guaranteed.
So the Dickinson State University Blue Hawks women's softball team earns the sweep over Bismarck State College today as they take the second game of the doubleheader 9-4. The Blue Hawks had 5 hits and left three runners on base, whereas Bismarck State had 8 hits but left 7 runners stranded. So Dickinson State now moves to 18-12 overall and 6-4 in the Frontier Conference, while Bismarck State College falls to 8-23 and 3-7 in the Frontier Conference, as again the Blue Hawks took the opener of the afternoon 9-5. So again, the move to Monday for this doubleheader paid off as we beat the weather. The Blue Hawks collect 2 wins, and we can all get back home and get ready to get out the snow blowers and the shovels and what else is going to hit us. I'm not exactly sure, but it doesn't sound too inviting for the next couple of days. So again, the Blue Hawks get the sweep. On behalf of everybody at Consolidated Channel 18, I'm Alan Reed, along with our crew of Trace Wells, Micah and Rudy on the cameras. We thank you for joining us and wish you a very pleasant tomorrow.